In a medical malpractice trial, is it ever appropriate for me to ask the defense's medical expert whether a judge in another court in another case has ever turned him down when asked to qualify him as a medical expert? You want to know the answer and what this is all about? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some terrific information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. In order to answer the question, you need to come back with me in time. Many years ago here in New York, in order for us to get a medical expert going ahead and testifying in a malpractice case, we had to get the judge, the trial judge, to acknowledge and recognize that our medical expert was in fact an expert. And how did we do that? We had the doctor go ahead and explain his credentials to the jury, to the judge. Now, the doctor went to medical school for 4 years. Then he did his residency training for another 4 years. Then he went on for 2 years to do specialty fellowship training. Now he's licensed to practice in New York. And then he became board certified in that particular specialty. And now he's been in practice for the past 20 years. Your Honor, at this time, we offer Dr. Jones as a medical expert. Oftentimes, the judge would turn around and say, the court recognizes Dr. Jones as a medical expert. And now we'd get into the details of his expert review. But many years ago, that fell out of favor. And instead of the judge qualifying these medical experts as a court-recognized expert, in fact, the judge no longer has to do that. In fact, the judge doesn't want to do that. Instead, he'll allow the doctor to testify. He'll allow the doctor to testify about his credentials. And ultimately, it will be up to the jury to determine whether or not they believe this medical expert. That's typically what happens now. So the question I asked in the headline is a bit of a trick question. Why? Because most judges typically don't require attorneys to do that in order to allow their experts to testify in a medical malpractice case. So instead, I have an opportunity to question the doctor's credentials when I get up to cross-examine him. And if there's an issue with his credentials, if there's an issue with where he did his training, now I can go after the doctor and attack those particular issues that I feel is significant and important that might ruin or destroy the doctor's credibility. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into what goes on in these medical malpractice cases here in New York. You know, I understand you're watching this video because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you're thinking about bringing a lawsuit, but haven't done so yet because you still have questions that need answers, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, I do this every single day and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, G-E-R-R-Y, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.